I was really sitting here editing a whole nother video, and then across my feed, I see that they are about to do an emergency press conference on Carlee smuggle nuts. And I, as someone who is heartfully invested in a woman seeing a toddler on the side of the road and following that toddler for 600 yards or 6 football fields and disappearing into the night when they were captured by an orange-haired, bald-spotted man and a woman who was feeding her nothing but Cheez-Its, I was concerned for her safety, and I decided it would be necessary to buy some Cheez-Its and sit down and pray. All for this all to be nothing but a lie.
Pretending again today. I want to thank the members of our department and all of law enforcement who played a role in the investigation of this case. Last Wednesday, July 19th, we held a press conference and provided you with the facts of the Carlee Russell disappearance.
Okay.
We told you the investigation was ongoing. We helped you determine where Carlee was during the 49 hours of her disappearance.
Yes, you did.
Today I've talked to and received a statement from Mr. Emery Anthony, attorney for Carlee Russell.
Oh, an attorney.
Mr. Anthony has scheduled a meeting for Carlee to meet with investigators early this afternoon, but then I received an email stating that a statement was being provided by him on her behalf.
Oh.
Mr. Anthony asked that I read the statement in its entirety, which I will do now. My client has given me permission to make the following statement on her behalf.
Oh.
There was no kidnapping on Thursday, July 13th, 2023. My client did not see a baby on the side of the road. My client did not leave the Hoover area when she was identified as a missing person. My client did not have any help in this incident, but this was a single act done by herself. My client was not with anyone or any hotel with anyone during the time she was missing. My client apologizes for her actions to this community, the volunteers who were searching for her, to the Hoover Police Department and other agencies as well, as to her friends and family. We ask for your prayers for Carlee as she addresses her issues and attempts to move forward, understanding that she made a mistake in this matter. Carlee, again, ask for your forgiveness and prayers.
No prayers. I can forgive.
We have a meeting scheduled with Mr. Anthony to further discuss this case. We're currently in discussions with the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office in Bessemer about possible criminal charges related to this case, and we will announce those charges when and if they are filed.
Happy day, everybody! Get you some cheese in it. It's a good day. Oh, it's a good day. I just want to say to everybody who fixed their lips to say, oh, we don't need more information. She's found safe. How can she lie? It's a mental health crisis. Blah, 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 blah.
It hasn't even been 24 hours since this girl returned home, and people have already come to the conclusion that she's lying. It was a hoax. She had something to do with her own abduction. She played a role in her own disappearance. Like, how did y'all get her so quick? I have my own theories just like anybody else, but I don't like being loud and wrong. So I'm going to just sit back and watch it unfold. I would genuinely love to know how, with the wee bit of information of her going missing on Thursday and popping back up on Sunday, how did y'all come to the conclusion that it's fake or that she lied? Especially with no details on her condition when she showed back up being released. Like, we don't know if she showed back up beaten, bruised, battered. We don't know. We don't know. Nobody knows anything. So how, with this wee bit of information, did y'all come to the conclusion that it's a hoax and that it should be dismissed? I'm really asking. I'm genuinely confused.
It's really disappointing to me that there's so many people out there that think that this was a hoax or that it's being made up. I really don't think that it is, and I'll explain my reasons why. This wasn't the only 911 call that was made. There was another one where a man had called in and described a baby wearing a t-shirt and a diaper on the side of the road as well. Also, you have to remember the fact that she didn't have a phone, her watch, or any way to communicate with anyone. So if she knew where her parents lived and she was trying to get away, I think that maybe that's why she went to her parents' home first. In addition to that, she only went to the hospital for a few hours. If you've done something wrong or they suspect you of having some kind of mental issue, they will keep you and make you stay involuntarily. I believe that there's also laws against false accusations or reporting or calling 911 for a fake situation. I think that if she had done something wrong, the police would have been quick to announce that. Carlee's boyfriend also made a statement saying that She was fighting for her life for the past 48 hours. I think we should all just be thankful and grateful that Carlee is safe and that she's with her family right now. What does bother me, though, is the police haven't put a bolo out for a suspect. Like, who did this to her? Who should we be looking for so it doesn't happen again, or that we can find them and catch them and bring them to justice? Considering her boyfriend said she was fighting for her life, maybe there was something involved with self-defense where she had to do something in order to protect herself. So we don't know that either, but it could be a possibility. There would be no suspect in that case. But I do have questions about the baby. Whose baby was it, and where is the baby?
So I've gotten several comments asking whether I'm going to do a retraction video. Why? What did I say that I need to retract? History freaking repeats itself, y'all. The same way that they did Emmett Till, the same way in the media, in the news, their source of news is what you're fucking doing now. What did I say? My video. Please go back and watch the whole entire thing before you come in here singing about retraction. Nothing I said is untrue. It is still the truth. The way that the media back then, the people back then piled onto that situation is the same way y'all piled onto this. When y'all should have just be quiet and let law enforcement do their job. But no, we had crime talk and whatever kind of talk, dissecting every little thing. You know? So now what? I did not comment on any particulars about the case at all. Only your reactions on social media to the case. What is the word? Sensationalization of it. And how history is repeating itself. They physically lynched Emmett Till. Y'all are lynching this girl on social media, if you ask me. And you haven't even heard from her yet. The investigation is not even over yet. There's so many things that we don't even know yet. You know, I'm not saying she lied or told the truth. I don't have enough facts. But if she did lie, it still does not change the fact that she is alive. And I'm grateful for that. So no, I'm not going to issue a retraction. Maybe you should just go and look at my whole entire video so that you can understand the context in which I made my stitch. And once you do that, if you still feel like I should make a retraction, I'm still not going to do it. Okay? Stay mad.
It smelled like bullshit from the jump. When soon as she returned home safely with nobody around, barefoot, it didn't make any sense. And people had a right to ask a question. Should they have been rude about it? No, but they had a right to ask a question. You walk around and you say, oh, Mom, I see a toddler on the side of the road and I'm going to go follow it and help it. For 600 yards, 6 football fields, as according to pimp named Slickback over there, you followed a kid for the length of 6 football fields and you didn't stop to say, hey, kid, where you at? Where your parents? What you doing out here? You describe your kidnappers as an orange-haired, bald spot man and a woman who is doing nothing but feeding you Cheez-Its and sticking money in your socks? You got women comparing Emmett Till, who is dead, to somebody who now, the fact that nobody can tell me otherwise, because you just heard it, lied. So, are you gonna walk it back? I would hope so, because you're somebody who would want to say, wait, we don't know the full story. We don't have the full context, blah, 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 blah. You're wrong. You wanted to perpetuate this narrative of, oh, how y'all antagonizing a black woman, how y'all sitting here with no facts, no evidence, no this, no that. The story was garbage. People even went to where she was kidnapped and followed the route.
I took a video of where the car was sitting, and this is sped it up. I timed myself going from where the car was parked to the bottom, and it was 3 minutes and 34 seconds. So it took me 3 minutes and 34 seconds to get to the bottom of this, and it's a straight walking path all the way down. It's very well packed down. Once you get about 30 feet into the woods here, it turns into concrete, and you can see the concrete right here in front of me, and it literally is a concrete sidewalk all the way down, and it runs. This is just a wash-off for the interstate, and this is what we were talking about in our live video. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch that. But this is something that got missed, and yeah, plenty of people saw that there was a concrete washway here, and it goes down, and you can see the houses coming up, and when you get down here, you'll be able to see, slow it down a little bit, that you can see the fence line, and there's a fence on all the way down. It's a nice tall fence. I mean, we're talking 6 foot tall, and it goes all the way down in the backyard. There's no slits here in the fence, but if you go on down, and as you turn to the right here, you'll see there's another drainage pipe that's feeding in, but there's a fence over the top of it also. And then when you come down and you turn to the left here, you see this culvert, and it is not a small culvert. It's a big culvert. It's about 65 yards long. It comes out in the middle of the interstate, and as you see here, you can see how simple it was just to walk around and come up on the northbound side. That's me standing in front of it, and you can see it. It's about 5 foot tall, and this is one of the footprints that we found on the other side coming up the northbound side.
Tried to see the area, and they was smelling bullshit on her too. And the fact that people sat there and said they was harassing a black woman, this got nothing to do with the rest of black women around the world. The most disrespected group in American history. Ain't got nothing to do with every other black woman. And for the people who want to say, oh, well, since this is not a big deal, since she's found safe, since this is probably a hoax, we shouldn't be paying attention to this anymore, and we should go focus on the real victims. And you know what? I would agree. But before we really do that, let's look at this dummy and the rest of these dummies, black, white, Mexican, Chinese, indifferent, because a lot of y'all wanted to say that people don't have this type of energy for white women. When they do, there are memes of white women who decide to fake situations and then get laughed at for it. Y'all wanted to say, let's focus on the real victims. Okay, I'm going to put this fake woman in front of everybody, in front of all these parents, all these moms, all these dads, all these brothers, all these sisters who don't have a family member next to them anymore because they were kidnapped, and some of them are dead, and she decided to jump on the backs of all these people and say, hey, I was kidnapped, and it was all a lie.
So, most of you know I led the search for Carlee.
So that lady right there is the beautiful and caring Miss Angela Harris. Her daughter, Anaya, was kidnapped in Alabama in 2019 and also unalived. Now, all the memes that we are making about Carlee is real funny, but I just want to take a time out to recognize this lady, because this lady led a search for y'all cousin Carlee, and I can't just help but feel the pain and agony that this lady felt reliving the trauma of her actual child that actually was kidnapped for real and abducted. Like, thinking about her daughter's last words, thinking about her last feelings, thinking about exactly what happened to her and why it was happening to her. That actually happened to her daughter for real. And she led the search for Carlee. So just imagine what this lady had to relive in her heart. Like, that shit is not cool. Carlee needs to be Baker-acted and incarcerated, because that shit is not cool. Yes, we all did some little weird things, told some little white lies and all that. But something like this is not normal and it's not cool. I want to send my deepest condolences to Miss Angela Harris. And I feel your pain. I have never lost a child. God, I hope I never have to lose a child. But I just can't help but feel the pain that this lady felt leading that search. Like, her daughter was in the woods. You fake missing in the woods. Like, she had to relive the pain of thinking, like, what was my daughter's last words? Did she want her mama? Like, that is hurtful. Why would you do this, girl? You was annoying.
And you know what? I can respect the fact that through her own attorney, she owned up to it. I can respect the fact that she did not double down. I can respect the fact that at least She owned up to it. So I can't even sit here and be a little bit too aggressively mad. However, you wasted people's time, you wasted people's prayers, you wasted people's efforts. Oh, and Crime Stoppers, return those people's fucking money because they divested time into wanting to make sure that this woman was safe, and it turns out it was bullshit. So return that $63,000 immediately. And look, to end this, there's a lot of speculation about why this happened. I'm seeing a lot about a boyfriend or ex-boyfriend putting in a restraining order, being gaslit into thinking that this woman went missing, and this same dude is going around saying, can y'all please stop bullying her? Guess what? If it's true that all of this was to get the attention of an ex-boyfriend or a boyfriend you in some beef with, guess what? You did all that. You was sitting in the woods masturbating, eating Cheez-Its, and right now that young man is so warming in pity because all them fine ass women are gonna tame that beast, and that's your fault. So in that note, I'm gonna laugh at you silly, and I'm going to hope charges are brought against you because you a worthless piece of shit who wasted people's time. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you all in the next one. Go buy yourself some Cheez-Its or buy me some Cheez-Its. Bye.